Hello there, and welcome to Dr. T for today, February the 8th. We are kicking it off with some Grens. You might notice my boats are looking a little on the empty side. That's cause, actually, it's because of my op attack, and I was just like, hey, you know what? I'll start loading up more of what I had, and we'll hope for the best. So, as I am refreshing my troops, I'm running a very full boost. I got all the GBE in the world, in case you haven't looked in the bottom right hand corner, and though, yes, I could very easily blast through this level with GBE only, I felt, kind of obligated to not, because that's sort of how I roll. Even though it did take my Grens like a million years to freaking win. Just saying. Anyways, round number 2. Still going all Grens. Why? Because it's fun. I don't know, we like to? Felt like it. Anyways, take out the sniper tower, flare over into the right hand corner, and what you want to do is just follow the wall up with all of your Grens. And I would probably suggest flaring over closer to the wall if you have more, because they're going to span out and eventually may get into range of the boom cannon. But if you flare a little closer to the mountains, they'll all regroup there and they'll start tossing at that HQ. You're going to get a nice easy win. No problems. Out of range of the shock launcher and the boom cannon. And then we can move to number 3. Stage 3, not number 3, because, number 1 and number 2, I don't even want to know what a number 3 is. So again, yes, the Grens, landing over on the right-hand side. You might have to be careful with the 2 sniper towers. I noticed the 2 of them somehow both got locked onto the same Gren, and I was just like, really? What are the chances? Like, there's enough Grens, and there's enough space between the 2 sniper towers? Whatever, doesn't matter. Anyways, regroup over on the right hand side once you've started clearing things up. The nice thing about this is there is the boom cannon in behind the HQ that you're probably going to have to blow up, but that's the only thing. So, like, even if you don't have a lot of GBE, this should be totally doable. Again, maybe, like a health kit on the Grens while they're trying to take out the sniper towers, or, shocks or something, but totally doable. Totally doable. Moving on to number 4. I don't know where number 4 gets off, having 353k hit points. It's absolutely ridiculous for a stage 4. Like, a stage 4? Come on. I've seen stage 7s with less hit points than that. I don't know why. I'll smile and nod, but be careful. If you are rolling Grens, this might be the level that makes you decide to go Grenk. Because if you've got some tanks in there, you'll increase your single target DPS, and you should be able to take down the HQ with relative ease. Whereas when you got a bunch of Grens, you gotta flare up close, and then they still miss half the time, and all the craziness, and you know how it is. So yes, if you're going Grenk, or worst case scenario, load up 1 boat of Zookas. 1 boat of Zookas, and like 2 with medics, and then 5, I guess it would be, if my math is right. Yes, of Grens. I had to double check it. I'm not having a good math day. Don't ask. So yeah, if you load up that 1 boat of Zookas, you can swoop in, finish it off with the Zookas, get your loot, and move on to stage 5. Stage 5, back down to 200,000 hit points. Like, that tells you how ridiculous that stage 4 was, but what else? Also, stage 5, super nice and super friendly to the old Grenk attack, or, well, like, all Gren attack, or whatever you want to call this. Goofing around with Grenks? I don't know. Goofing around with Grens. Actually, that sounds more like a drinking game, you know? Like, blow up a building completely the opposite direction of where you're trying to go. Take a shot? No. Anyways, go up the left-hand side. What you're ultimately aiming for is to get right into that little corner, because once you get into the corner, your Grens are gonna kind of pull forward and come out, but like use as many buildings as possible to get whatever damage onto the cannon and sniper towers that you can, because you are probably going to have to start throwing some shocks when you get up to this range. Those sniper towers combined are going to start doing some pretty serious damage. You definitely do not want to be playing around with that. And also, excuse me, also the cannon right up front is going to do bad things, you know what I mean? Like, don't go there. It's not cool. Also, boom, 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 boom. Stage 5 is down. Don't waste your GBE trying to clear up stuff behind the base, because of course the Grens are going to overthrow and make everything fantastic. Moving on to Stage 6. Stage 6 made me wish that Stage 4 was still around. Somehow, not quite 500k, but like, we can call this a 500,000 at this point. I don't even care. A ridiculous amount of hit points, and also, if you look, a ridiculous number of boom cannons. If you're rolling all tanks, like, I have a feeling this approach would be really tough, because I've got extra GBE to burn. I'm just like throwing barrages and artilleries all over the joint to start blowing up some towers. But if you're going like all tanks and without boost, you're going to be a lot shorter on the old GBE. Like, I've already blown, what, 50, 60? I don't know, in that range. Well, like, including the buildings I've gathered up, but I'm still way down from my starting point, which is kind of scary. So, anyways, toss whatever you need to toss. The good news is, if you can pull off all of the ridiculous slaughtering of boom cannons, all you gotta do is pull yourself down into the bottom corner once they're gone, and your Grens can just sit there and bomb away. But again, with 500,000 freaking hit points on the HQ, you're gonna be sitting here and staring at this for a long time. So if you're going all Grens, maybe try mixing in some tanks, assuming your tanks actually have a high enough level that you can actually, you know, use them and whatnot. I don't know where my words are today. They're definitely failing me, but I blame that on the Gren drinking game. No, not really. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and boom either. I know I've seen a few posts on the forums of like people being like, I accidentally scrapped my max troop damage statue. Bad things happen when you drink and boom. Don't do it. Also, like, you know, people wake up missing thousands of gems and power powders and all kinds of crazy stuff. I think the one guy said he had like a bunch of ice. He had just boosted his ice for like 3 months or something. I was like, oh, that would hurt. Oh my goodness. Oh, it would hurt so bad. Anyways, let your tanks kind of sit there. They can absorb the damage from the sniper tower and the rocket launchers and everything, while everything works at blowing up the ridiculously high hit-pointed Stage 6 HQ. And then we can move on to 6. 7. I'm not so good at the counting or the words today. 7 is pretty sweet. There, again, are some boom cannons right up front, just waiting for you. Good news is, 2 of them are touching tips, so you can take them out together. And then the one of them you can just take out with doing some extra damage to things around it. And once again, we drop the Grens and start having some fun. Sorry, I just wanted to show you quickly the other side of the map, but why you would land over there and then work your way over, I don't understand. Maybe because you're crazy. Or, wait, something about call me lazy? Anyways, so I kind of let the Grens work out the landing area, but very quickly you're going to have to get your tanks in there just because of the shock launchers and the cannons and the sniper towers. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and having those tanks out will just keep your poor Grens that much safer. Also, now once those are in place, you don't have to pay as close attention because you don't have to worry about losing them, so you can start focusing on things like clearing out mines, throwing shocks. Be careful of that little cluster that I just whacked with a shock, because 3 sniper towers and a cannon are going to do some pretty serious damage to your tanks, no matter what level they are, especially, you know, considering. Also, you're going to have the shock launcher right there causing you problems. If you have GBE, use it on that that shock launcher. Take it out of the equation. It's going to make the attack infinitely easier on yourself. And, you know, ultimately that's what we're aiming for. But don't waste your GBE if you can't take out the boom cannon sitting right behind the HQ, sorry. Kind of beside. Yeah, beside. It's beside and behind. I'm going with it, I don't care. So yes, there is a lot of stuff that needs to be blown up. Don't waste your artillery and barrage on sniper towers and whatnot, because you're gonna want that extra damage on more important targets. Anyways, guys, all in all, this will bring us to a nice easy end on Stage 7 of Dr. T. I would like to take the opportunity to thank you guys for watching, and hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's been entertaining, and above all else, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.